All right. Here's a question regarding the double declining balance depreciation. This one's a little different. This is exercise number 4 for this chapter. Double declining balance is an accelerated method. And what we're going to do is we'll base the depreciation on whatever the book balance is, the net depreciable balance each year. So it's going to adjust each year. But we're going to take the majority of the depreciation in the first year. The earlier the years, the larger the depreciation each year. And here's how we're going to go about that. Keep in mind, we never depreciate below the residual value. The equipment acquired at the beginning of the year cost $120,000 and has an estimated residual value of $4,800 and an estimated useful life of 4 years. Determine the following. The rate, A. Well, I showed you in an earlier situation where we determine the rate. The rate for this one is we're going to take 1 divided by 4, it's 4 years, and that equals 25%. That would be the straight line rate. We're going to be using double that rate, so I'm going to multiply that times 2. So my rate then is going to be 50%. You can see how we're taking a much faster depreciation the first year. Now it says, what is the depreciation in the first year? I'm going to calculate that, and I'm actually going to carry this through and calculate it for all 4 years and show you. The first year, we take the year 1, I'll go the first year here, 120,000 times 50%, and that's going to be $60,000. So that's my first year depreciation. For those of you who have different years, mine was 4, if you had, say, 10 years, then you would take 1 divided by 10 as 10%, multiply it by 2, and that's 20%. Now you take the 20% and you multiply it times the book value, not the net depreciable basis. This is different. We're taking an accelerated method. So we multiply, in that case, the original cost of $120,000 times 20% if you had a 10-year life. Let's go ahead and look at the second year of depreciation. So the second year, our cost was $120,000, but we've depreciated it by $60,000. I have that much accumulated depreciation. The depreciable balance this year is going to be $60,000. So you take the original cost minus whatever your depreciation was, and now that's my depreciable basis for year number 2. I'm going to multiply that times my 50%. If you had 10-year life, you'd multiply that times 20%. So in this case, I'm going to have depreciation in the second year of $30,000. Okay? Going to year number 3, my basis was $120,000. Year number 1, I depreciated at $60,000. Year number 2, I've depreciated at $30,000. So I have $90,000 worth of depreciation. My depreciable basis now is $30,000. So I'm just subtracting. I have to take a look at the residual value, make sure I don't go below that residual value, $4,800. So I'm going to multiply this times 50%, and that would be $15,000. I'm still going to have enough basis. I haven't gone below the residual value, so I'm okay for year 3. Year 4, the calculation's a bit different. In the 4th year, remember I had a $120,000 cost. In year number 1, I had $60,000 depreciation. Year number 2, I had $30,000 worth of depreciation. Year number 3, I have $15,000 worth of depreciation. So my total depreciation now is what? 105,000. My depreciable or my book value now is 120 minus the 105, or $15,000. In year number 4, if I were going to take 50%, that would be $7,500, which would leave me a $7,500 balance. But in this case, this is a strange one, because it's the 4th year, I'm going to take it all the way down to my residual value. So instead of taking 7,500, I'm going to take the 15,000 minus the residual value, and that would be the amount of depreciation to get me down to that, because it says 4 years. So I'd take the book value, the net book value, 15,000. I'll subtract the $4,800 of residual value, and my depreciation in that case is going to be 002 and 10,200. So in that case, I'm actually taking more than 50%. So in the last year, under the double declining balance, we always have to work with that residual value, and we're going to balance to it.